Welcome to the Choplanta podcast, episode 1, starring James Birch and Drew Winching. Episode 1, this week, we're going to be talking about the Week 10 power rankings of the OG Crimson Destination Fantasy Football League. So welcome in, everybody. First of all, I just wanted to express my gratitude for you guys inviting me out to the league for this season and hopefully many, many years to come. I am very thankful for the opportunity, and I hope this podcast, Power Rankings, is up to the expectation of the content, hashtag content, that we have established here. I really enjoyed the draft weekend over there at the Lake Monster, and I also enjoyed getting to stay with Will, or go to the game with Will and the Houstons a couple weeks ago for LSU. Just love the brotherhood that we've got.
Love the brotherhood.
And also I wanted to thank our commissioner, LaMarcus Erlington. You know, he is quite a pot stirrer.
Why would you thank that guy? He's the worst.
I mean, commission's a tough job, and he does it. He does it at a high level for us. So props to LaMarcus Erlington.
I guess he does all right.
He does pretty good. In our first bit of news, we actually have a rapidly approaching trade deadline in our league. So actually Friday, November 19th, I believe, is the deadline. Let me double check that. Do you know, is that right?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, Friday, November 19th at 3 a.m. Eastern. So I guess that's Thursday night, is the trade deadline. So, pretty much that means everyone just send Big Willie, your best player, an offer for giving him your best player for like some of his bench guys, like that's what we do around here. So get those.
If only you knew. If only you knew, man, the bullshit that's gone down in this league.
Well, give me an example.
Just ask Tripp. He'll tell you all about it. Lots of vetoes going on in the past.
Oh, no veto. No team, no veto over here. Yeah, so trade deadline rapidly approaching. So just keep that in mind, fellas. And for our last bit of news before we get into the power rankings, I just wanted to remind everyone in the league that the Atlanta Braves are the World Series fucking champions.
Let's go, baby.
They were able to defeat the Houston Astros, the cheaters, 2 weeks ago. Me and Brew actually went to a game, not one the Braves won, but hey, we went to the World Series in Atlanta. It was great. It was a little cold, but we got to see the Adam Duvall grand slam in the first inning, and it was unbelievable. And yeah, Atlanta Braves World Series. The dynasty. Maybe this is the beginning of the dynasty. We got a young squad.
Best infield in the league. Ozzie, Dansby, Freeman, unbelievable talents. Mm-hmm. Our outfield is dominant. And we won the World Series without our best pitcher and the best player in the entire fucking league, Ronald Acuna.
That's right.
So, suck on those nuts. When do the Yankees play?
Are they playing or I don't know. Yeah, the highest payroll in the AL couldn't even get to the World Series. Terrible. All right, well, without any further ado, let's move on to the power rankings. And in the 12th order, we're going to go in reverse order. So in the 12th order, in the 12th spot, we have the Salt Master himself, Salty Von Saltenheimer, Salt Lake City, Tripp Watley. And, just terrible, Tripp. Your team is terrible. Before the season, I heard all about how great of a fantasy player Tripp was, about how he was always scoring all these points, top-notch fantasy player. So much hype, but just all bark and no bite, Tripp.
Yeah. This guy hypes his team so hard.
All hype, no substance. Granted, last week, Kamara was out, Kyler was out, Hawkinson gave you a goose egg, but this is for the whole season we're talking about. Just pure, so disappointing, man. I mean, this isn't golf, Trip. You're trying to score points here. Like, you want a high score, Trip. I mean, come on, do better, dog. Yeah. Look at this. We got the king of Charleston over here.
The real king right here, baby.
Do you want to add anything about Tripp's team, Dubs?
I think it fucking sucks. I mean, if you just look at the starters he has in his lineup right now, I mean, Kyler Murray's great, Alvin Kamara is great, but we got Zach Moss, Jarvis Landry, Sterling Shepard. It's like, man, Hawkinson hasn't been anything this year. Allen Robinson is a shit show. Galladay has been nothing. Lat Murray doesn't even fucking play. AJ Green is non-existent. Adrian Peterson is way too old to see the fucking field.
Yeah, and
Brandon
Bolden
isn't even a guy.
Tripp spent $50 on Adrian Peterson.
Oh man,
How'd that work out for you? How's that working out for you, Tripp? $50?
Yeah, I can't confirm, but I'm pretty sure McNichols has more points than Peterson. I don't know, but I only spent $14 on McNichols. So,
yeah, terrible Trip, terrible. All right, well, moving on. Number 11, we've got Mr. Colorado, Fred Adcock. I mean, I don't hate it, right? I mean, Fred just has a lot better things going on than keeping up with fantasy football. I mean, he got to go to the Smitty breakout game at Mile High. He was probably 2 miles high inside Mile High. It was riding Breck on Saturday. Actually, he's trying to learn how to ski at Breckenridge.
This guy's crushing.
Dual sport, board or ski, whatever, whatever's clever. I mean, what a hell of a weekend, Fred, I salute you, bro. I mean, we're all living vicariously through you.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, just not much to say negatively about this guy's team. I mean, even though it's terrible.
It's pretty bad. I mean, it looks great when you see the double Bama in the starting lineup. I love seeing those names in there. Devontae, Damian Harris. Eckler is supposed to be rest of the year top 5. I mean, he's a great back.
He's been top 5.
I mean, I don't hate this team. I just
yeah, just hasn't worked out for you. But who cares? Colorado.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Yeah, just smoke through this season. You'll be fine.
That's right. Well, moving along, number 10, we've got Bowl in 10th. I mean, Bowl, if only there was another pandemic this year, buddy. I mean, maybe your team could be good. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I mean, your team, it's terrible. And you just traded away like one of your best players for what? Cordero Patterson. Like, that guy's, he's a gadget player.
Yeah.
Terrible. I mean, oh yeah, and isn't he hurt? I mean, might not play for a couple weeks. I think he's got like an ankle or something going on. Let's see. What's it?
I just want to know why Le'Veon Bell is still on his roster.
Yeah, Le'Veon Bell's not even in the NFL anymore. I mean, Patterson ankle. Hasn't practiced. Just to remind everyone that Bowl and I have a bet actually going on this season, and I posted it. See, I screenshot it. It's between Darrell Henderson and Cordell Patterson, who's going to score more points for the rest of the season. And it was starting on that Thursday night football game as soon as he made that trade. So let's see. It's Yeah, here we go. October 7, $50. Thursday Night Football from October 7. No injury clause. Yeah, I offered him. I tried to extend the defense offer injury clause to negate the bet. Nope. He didn't want it. Here we go. Patterson's hurt. Sorry.
I mean, I guess he just went and got his guy.
He got his guy. I mean, yeah, Cordarrelle Patterson. Man. So, so number 12, Trip, 11, Fred, 10, Bowl, clear bottom 3. These guys are out. You're not going to the playoffs. I don't see it, Even though technically Bowl's tied for like the mid-tier, no. It's all downhill from here, Bowl. So we'll keep her moving. Number 9, we've got Drew Tripp. That's your
Drew Tripp. What is even your team's name, man? Like, I don't even know. Like, where is it? Back to America? Oh, I'm playing you this week. All right. Yeah. So I gave you a little bit of shit in my podcast about Robert Woods because you sat him like 3 weeks in a row, and that guy's a leaving your starting lineup every week guy. And finally, when you decide to play him, he gets hurt. Now he's out for the season. Oh man, that's tough. Dak is definitely back, so I'll give you that. He's been doing some solid work, and just wish he would throw it to Amari Cooper instead of CeeDee Lamb every fucking play. But I'm sure you're happy about that, James.
Yeah.
Antonio Gibson finally showed up this week. Let's hope he doesn't do that this week. You got a solid team, man. I mean, Tyreek Hill's been a little bit quiet this year, but that's because I think Mahomes is like, I don't know, like fucking some side bitch that's getting in his head. Who knows what's going on? I mean, the bench is not the best, but you got some solid starters. I will never draft Leonard Fournette because that guy is like, he's like Tyler Lockett of running backs. Like, he'll go off for 30 points one week, and then the next week they won't even hand him the ball. It's just like, it's so frustrating. But I mean, Swift is dominant. Like, I can't believe that guy hasn't gotten injured yet. Like, it blows my mind. I got Jamal Williams in 2 other leagues because I knew Swift was getting hurt. But Mr. Glass is still getting the reps.
Going. Yep. Well, I will have to salute Mr. Drew Tripp because he did beat me this week. Somehow Antonio Gibson hasn't done shit all year and just goes off for 20 points when the football team upset the Buccaneers. How did that happen? It's just, I don't know. Salute to you, sir. Thank you for your service. So, all right, let's keep her moving. Number 8, we've got Andres Del Carmen.
Del Charms. Number 8.
I think this guy's team is not good, but he has 6 wins because he's in the garbage division.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Yeah, I mean, if this guy was in the real division, like, he would have like 3 or 4 wins.
Yeah, he'd be getting shit on.
Yeah.
But you gotta love the Jalen Hurts garbage time king.
Oh man, fourth quarter just racking it up.
But you got to give the guy credit. I mean, he's had a lot of injuries, and he's been having to deal with the waiver wire every week, especially at the running back position.
That's true.
Evans is so streaky, but you got Adams to kind of hold it down. I'll give him credit. He's had AJ Dillon all season long, and it finally paid off against me this week. It kind of reminds me of when I held on to Jamal Williams all year long, and then I beat Andres in the championship. That was really awesome. So it's funny how the Packers running backs, we've got a little battle going on there. But yeah, well, just speaking of streaky guys, I mean, Lockett, he's on your bench. Like, you never know what this guy's going to do. You took Zach Ertz from me because I dropped him. That's fine, whatever. But you got a pretty solid team, man. But I think Birch makes a solid point here. If you're in the real division, I think your record would be a little bit different.
A lot. Probably flipped or worse.
What do you have to say about that, Andres? He says nothing. He doesn't want to say a word.
Too stoned.
Stoned.
Let's see what. Yeah.
You have smoked yourself retarded.
All right. All right. Let's. Oh yeah. And one more dig at Andres. I did take the crown on the inaugural Latin rivalry week. I guess ADC is just not as Latin as I am.
So I think actually, I do want to figure out. So did Andres slay? Like, did he get with a college chick? Like, what's the deal on that? What did the 25-year-old Andres actually work out?
I don't know. I mean, he's quick on those screenshots of the Instagrams.
What does joyride mean? Is that a yes? He slayed. It's confirmed. The 25-year-old Sigma Nu with the backwards hat made it happen.
Congrats on the sex, Andres. All right, keep it moving. So number 7, we've got Day. Number 7. So definitely avoiding back-to-back toilet bowls. So that's an accomplishment in and of itself, right there. I mean, pretty solid draft overall. I mean, he tipped his hand to me. He told me he was drafting off the beer sheets rankings, which I mean, I have to say, his team's all right. I mean, Zeke and Josh Allen. Carson's been hurt, but I mean, you're still in contention here. I mean, your receivers are good. Actually, I drafted Michael Pittman, and he snagged him off the waiver when I drafted him. Oh, Hopkins, yeah. I mean, hasn't really worked out for you, but he's still got plenty left in the tank. I don't think Hopkins is going to finish. He's at wide receiver 22 right now. I think he's gonna go off at some point. It's just a matter of time.
He's gonna get his for sure.
Yeah. I mean, that guy's a baller. And then Thielen, just touchdowns, McGee. Just red zone threat, Adam Thielen. And then, of course, James Conner, I mean, holy shit. When Edmonds went down, he absolutely went off last weekend, much to EJ's detriment, actually. And EJ was at that game watching.
That's frustrating. James, turn your audio back on.
All right. What was the last thing you heard?
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I just said good for Dave. He's definitely climbing the ladder over there. Not in the basement like he was last year. So props to Dave. Well, so that gets us halfway through the ranking. So we're actually going to stop for a little bit of some trivia between me and Dubs. I mean, it's not really trivia. We're just going to throw out a couple questions. So first of all, Drew, I'll pose this to you first, and then I'll answer. And it's if you had to lock in a fantasy draft pick for every year in this league forever. So like you get to pick whether you want the first pick, second pick, third pick, all the way to the last pick, 12th pick. But that pick is going to be your pick forever. What number would you pick and why?
Oh man. This is tough because the year I won it, I was 12th pick. And I had a similar situation that I have this year. I had 2 top backs. I got lucky with the guys that were left over, and I rode that to the championship. This year, I'm looking pretty good with 12th pick. Knock on wood. Hopefully it works out for me. But then I'm also thinking, like, damn, if I had first pick, I could have Derrick Henry. and let's just say Derrick Henry is healthy, he doesn't get hurt, that guy's winning matchups every week, no matter what. I mean, he's dominant. Like, you're going to be in the playoffs if you have Derrick Henry. All you got to do is hit home on one other player, that people weren't expecting, and you're going to win you're going to win the whole fucking thing. So I'm really torn between 12th and 1st. But I'm just going to, with the caveat, if Derrick Henry was healthy all year long, I would pick first pick, and I'd take Derrick Henry, roll fucking tide.
Yeah, I mean, personally, I think, and it's rare, right? This almost never happens, but I think when the first pick, if there's a consensus first pick, which this year really was not consensus, like half my leagues picked CMC first, half of them picked Derrick Henry first, so there wasn't quite a consensus, although those were the top two guys. But I just think it's boring if there's a top number one guy who gets picked first every time, and that guy ends up being the best player and just carries that team all the way to the end and they win it. Like, that's just not good for fantasy. But it's rare. I mean, I remember years ago, Eddie Lacy was number one overall. Didn't work out.
Yeah.
Todd Gurley was number one overall, got hurt in the playoffs of the fantasy playoffs. Like, CMC last year, it's rare to see the first overall guy actually finish the season as a number one fantasy player.
Could it be a curse? Like, are we borderline first pick guy getting cursed?
I wouldn't say it's a curse. I mean, it's just, if you were to just pick out anybody in the first round, it's just a low probability that they're going to finish as the number one player. Like, if you just select any single person, it's just so hard to do. And so, with that said, I think for me, I would pick last pick, you kind of get everyone that falls. If you think about it, you get 2 of the top 13 picks, which is the best average, in the top of your roster of anybody.
Yeah.
So, you kind of can hedge, you can build a little better with your team. Football is a team sport. In fantasy, it's the same thing. Like, one guy can only do so much for you. So, yeah, I think I'm a last pick guy. Which, speaking of, it's me and Bull left as the last two standing in Eliminator.
Oh.
And so, whoever wins that, might be able to pick that pick. So I might be coming for that last pick, Dubs.
Yeah, I don't know about all that, but I think we should do away with whatever the fuck that stupid race was.
Yeah.
Lots of conspiracy going on. I find it very interesting that Will gets first pick when he's been clamoring to get Derrick Henry first pick for a year now. Seems sketchy.
I don't know. All right, well, let's keep it moving. Just rapid fire. Who you got winning the AFC?
I think I'm gonna go with the Bills, man.
The Bills. Hey, turn your. I like that pick. We turn your camera back on. I'm gonna pick the Ravens. I think the Ravens can do it this year. I think Lamar's finally got the passing chops that he needs to win in the playoffs. So I think the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl this year. What about NFC champs?
NFC. It's hard to say no to Tom Brady. I definitely like the Bucks. I think they have a well-rounded team. Let's see. It's for me. It's between the Bucks. I don't like the Rams. I don't really trust the Cardinals, unless they get back to. I don't like the Packers either.
Just pick a team.
I gotta go Bucks or Cowboys, but I'm going to lean Bucks.
Bucks, all right. Brady, just chalk. Bucks. It very well could happen, but I'm going Cowboys. I think the Cowboys can do it this year. Their defense is legit, and their offense has been good for years and years. Just a matter of getting that defense around. They got the defense this year. I think old man Brady's going to fizzle out. Packers can never win the NFC Championship game. And then, the Rams and the Cardinals are pretenders. Yo, what's the deal with your camera, though? Can you turn your camera on?
Yo, my fucking camera went into low power mode, so like it says it won't allow the camera to work. So
Oh, really? You got to
Yeah.
plug your laptop in?
We're plugged in now, but
All right. So you got you said Bills and Bucks in the Super Bowl. Who's going to win? Bills or Bucks?
I like the Bucks again, dude.
Bucks, yeah, just Brady. You just can't not beat a 9.
Yeah, he can't. He's a man.
Right. All right. Well, I got Cowboys, Ravens. I'm taking the boys.
I love that.
Dallas. Dak Prescott's going to earn that money.
Hopefully Amari gets the game-winning touchdown.
Yeah, I would love that. What about league MVP?
Fuck. Tua Tagovailoa.
Tua? Wow, he's got an uphill battle. He's way behind right now. For me, I've got Lamar Jackson. Like I said, he's finally able to pass. He's silencing all the doubters with his throwing, and when that weather gets cold, the run game's just going to explode. So, he might be having some nice games coming up.
Well, it would have been Derrick Henry this year, but I guess I'll just go with Kyler Murray.
Yeah. I mean, he's hurt right now. But, yeah, I mean, he was the leader in the clubhouse for September and October. But has he missed 2 games in a row now? That's tough to come back from. But, yeah, I mean, I like that. He's dominant, no doubt. All right, what about Rookie of the Year? You can just pick one, either AFC or NFC, whatever.
Rookie of the Year, I like Mac Jones, man.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was actually going to be my pick. But since you took Mac Jones, I'll go with Jamar Chase, my wide receiver. I mean, he's balling out. But yeah, I mean, Mac Jones, I mean, he's a monster, and he's getting better every single week. Like, the Patriots could make some noise in the playoffs this year if he just keeps going up and up.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, me too. All right. Well, back to the rankings. In 6th, I'll recap. Trip in 12, Fred number 11, Bowl 10, clear bottom 3. Sorry, guys. Drew Tripp number 9, salute. ADC number 8, Faker, just because he's in the easy division. Dave number 7, redemption after the toilet bowl. And then number 6, I put myself. I really thought I was on an upswing there. Found my quarterback, and then now my number 1 pick is hurt. So
yeah, that's tough, man. I mean, let me ask you this, James. What are your records in your other fantasy leagues?
Oh yeah, let's take a look at that. Let's see. My restaurant league, 6-4, and then my law school league, 7-3, and then in my office league for this past summer, 8-2, number 1 seed.
So,
and that's a big money league.
So, you're pretty good at fantasy football, but when you come in with the big dogs, you got to learn how to play. And
that's right. The heat's a little bit hotter over here on the OG Crimson Destination.
Yeah, welcome to the real fucking league, man.
That's right.
You're the rookie, but you've been humbled, I think. It takes a while to get used to the competition in this league, but I think you'll get there one day.
That's right. Just the adjustment year. Got way too bold draft. Learned a lesson.
Yeah, like draft a fucking quarterback. That's
Yeah,
a pretty good lesson. Or
That's right.
maybe don't trade away last year's number one wide receiver for a quarterback, no matter how good the quarterback is. That would maybe be another lesson, but it is what it is.
Yeah, but I mean that's actually worked out for me.
How many
Doing
points
way
did we
better.
have last week? 33? Stephon Diggs?
No, he had 20 something. Mahomes had 36.
Yeah, I don't know.
But all
I
right,
don't know.
actually, but on that subject, number 5 in the rankings is EJ, right? So let's take a look at EJ's quarterback last week. Real quick, it looks like Mr. EJ started Matt Ryan last week because he traded away Patrick Mahomes. And Matt Ryan got him a nice goose egg in the stats column after getting boat raced by the Dallas Cowboys. So, yeah, I mean, Stephon gave him 26, and he's still. And what's important for him, obviously, is he got the win. And so, yeah, I mean, he's number. We got him at number 5 in the power rankings. Kudos to EJ on that, but it's going to be tough to get those playoff dubs without a quarterback, EJ.
Yeah, some fucking bullshit Monday Night Football. That was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen.
Oh, back in week 1 when he beat you?
Golly, man.
Honestly, I feel like EJ's team is terrible, but he's just kind of lucky this year, Like, everyone else's team plays like shit against him. Like, there's always some bullshit going on, like week 1 Monday Night Football. Like honestly, I'm kind of wondering, is EJ's team just a team of destiny this year? Like, this could be EJ's year to win the league. And I'm gonna compare EJ's team this year to 2010 Auburn with Cam Newton. I mean, he's got a couple of good players, mostly trash. A lot of trash on this team. A couple of good players, but you can't beat the guy. Like, everyone has a terrible week against him. And you know what? Since we're talking about 2010 Auburn, maybe EJ's about to pick up Cam Newton right now to be his quarterback. He just might do it. I mean, Cam got the starting gig back in Carolina. EJ needs a quarterback. I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens on waivers tomorrow, but maybe EJ's going after Cam.
Oh, man, if you predict this, that would be hilarious.
Yeah, but I don't know. It could be EJ's year. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. All right. So, number 4, we've got the commish himself, LaMarcus Arlington. And I just wanted to I really just have one piece of advice for Mark. And that's quit drafting guys who get hurt, bro. Like, it seems like that's your forte. Like, that's what you do every year. You just guys are just dropping like flies on your team. And here we are again this year. I mean, McCaffrey missed half the year. CEH, terrible. Now he's hurt. Kareem Hunt had a couple of good weeks, hurt. But Debo is putting the team on his back. Like, SEC.
Debo's a baller.
He's a monster. Like, really, shockingly, in my opinion. Which, I mean, he was good in college, but I didn't think the 49ers was the place for him to be. Because, I mean, last year, Debo was like only a screen type of receiver, like no downfield option at all for Debo. And now he's just like a full baller wide receiver, like, true number 1 receiver, can play inside, outside, screen ball, intermediate, or deep balls, like just a monster.
Or at running back. He had a
Yeah, that's right. Flip him in the backfield, hand him the ball. Like, he's a monster. So, yeah, I mean, as of right now, considering you're going to start getting these guys back from IR, CEH, Kareem Hunt, like your team's only going to get better from here on out. Like, I would say you're probably going to get that last playoff spot. And we've got you ranked accordingly. I mean, we got you number 4. So congrats, Commish.
Yeah,
We'll see how it
play
works out. Go ahead. What'd you say?
I don't want to fucking play him either because this roster looks pretty damn good.
It does. I mean, dude, Keenan Allen's solid. Debo, monster. His running backs are stacked. I mean, Hunter Henry actually starting to pick it up with oh shit, he's number 3 tight end now. I didn't even realize that. Yeah, like ever since Mac Jones like flipped the switch, like Hunter Henry's been the guy. So yeah, I mean, great team, Mark. All right, well after Mark, we're getting to the elite top 3, right? I mean, kind of like from Drew Tripp to Mark, it's like that middle tier where it's like everyone's kind of fighting. I mean, I guess you could say EJ and ADC are maybe a little bit better, like started off hot, but got a clear top 3 this year in the league, and that's going to start with the Brew Crew. North Alabama All-Stars. First of all, this guy just such a horse shitter, just always playing the card of just, I don't know what's going on,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Dude, he's a shark in the water. Like, he knows exactly what's going on all the time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this guy has, like, files. He's got a file cabinet in his basement with, like, everything about all of us. Like, some CIA shit. Like, I see through your charade, bro. Like, I know what's up, bro. But, definitely landed the steal of the century this year. He drafted Cooper Kupp in the 5th round. And oh my God, like, this guy's unbelievable. Yeah, I mean, really carrying your team. I mean, running backs, not so hot. I mean, Saquon hasn't given you much. Edmonds was just average, and then he got hurt. But, Hollywood Brown, dominant, and then Cooper Kupp just putting the team on his back. Absolutely. Tom Brady actually, like, he started out so hot, like, just on fire. And then, he's cooled off a little bit. But solid squad, bro. Real proud of you. With you not paying much attention at all, you're doing pretty good.
I think it's like when you go to a pool like bar and you lose the first 2 games on purpose. I think what he was doing with the draft of Chase Edmonds was he was losing those pool games on purpose, and then he's like, "Oh wait, but I know what's going on." Like, I was just fooling you guys with the Edmonds draft. I'll give you that, bro.
Yeah. I mean, this guy, he's got a plan. Don't let him pull the wool over your eyes. He's conniving. So, all right. Well, up to number 2, and actually, we've got a little shake-up, a little shaky bakey, a little shake and bake.
Whoa,
going on in the top 2 right here. Seemingly every week, Will Houston's been the number 1 seed, but we got him at number 2 this week.
Whoa!
What do you have to say about that, Dubs?
I'm kind of shocked. I'm looking at his roster here, and wow, Stevenson, that was a great pickup. I had a way to play the waiver wire there, buddy. I really wished Judy would come into his own, man. He's like my favorite receiver, man. I wish he had a good quarterback. I want Jerry Jeudy to play for the Packers or someone legit so bad because he would fucking tear it up.
I mean, dude, I've heard for a while that Aaron Rodgers is thinking about is Denver's on his list for next year.
That would be so sick, dude.
Like,
Jerry
dude,
Jeudy would be top 10 instantly.
Yeah, and they have Sutton, Fant. They've got running backs. Like, that would be nasty.
Yeah, that'd be fire. I mean, I like your team, Will. I'm really not crazy about it though anymore. I mean, it's solid, but just like we said in the first draft pick, Derrick Henry, like he's the guy. And if your guy doesn't stay with you the whole year, then you're kind of fucked. But I mean, you've done a good job at keeping it built up, but and you've managed some injuries with Russell Wilson and that type of stuff. And then he tried to trade me Matt Ryan, even though you knew you were going to drop him anyways. And then he dropped him Sunday morning so that I couldn't pick him up, which thank God I didn't because I think he scored like 5 points that week. So you kind of saved me on that one. So appreciate it. And I think I beat you that week. So yeah, nice.
Yeah. I mean, Will started out so hot, but just kind of been dropping off. Although I will say he stole my guy. Like, I love me some Mark Andrews.
Oh yeah.
And I had him pegged for breakout. And I was about to take him, which I mean, we were like 7 picks apart from each other. So he might not have made it back with me anyway. But yeah, like that was definitely my next pick. And Will snagged him. This really worked out for him. So, congrats, Willie. But yeah, that leads us to number 1. We've got a new king of the hill here, Mr. Drew Doves.
Wow, I wish you guys could see my face right now. This is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, new number 1.
I'll take it, man. I'll take it.
Drew Doves. So, I think you got the best running backs in the league. 1-2 punch. Great pick. That was pick 12 and 13. I mean, Mixon and Taylor, dominant. I mean, Mixon, Taylor's the number 1 guy and number 1 running back now, and then Mixon finally paid dividends for you after all these years. He's top 5 running back. At this point of the season, your receivers are good. I mean, they're not great, but it's half PPR, so you're letting your running backs carry you. But you did get Mike Williams super late. Has really been just a monster for you. I mean, that guy's dominant. Kind of been struggling the last couple of weeks, but he's just a monster. And then, Lamar Jackson, dominant. And I think he's only going to do better from here. Like, I think we haven't even seen peak Lamar. Like, he could finish as the number 1 quarterback by the end of this season.
Would love that.
Like I said, once the weather turns cold, the run game just takes over. And he's the guy for that. Like, so yeah, congrats, big dog. We'll see where it takes you. But
Thanks,
new
man.
number 1.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
Let's go, baby.
Good deal. All right, well, let's last item. Now we're done with the power rankings. We've got lock of the week. Ooh. So let's hear what you got, Doug. Lock of the week. What's your lock?
All right, guys. I just want to break this down for you. I drove 12 hours to my grandma's house. I had a conversation with her. We talked about all the football going on in the world, and she told me, she said, I know exactly what parlay you need to go with this week. I said, yeah, Grandma, you know exactly what I need to do? She goes, I know exactly what you need to do. She goes, we're going all SEC, 5-team parlay lock of the week. Here we go. We got Auburn -6.5. We got Ole Miss -34. We got Tennessee -27. LSU -27. And Bama -20. You got to buy a couple points here, but I'm telling you it's going to be worth it. 5-team SEC lock of the week parlay, baby. Lock it in.
You're betting on Auburn when Bo Nix is done for the year.
Yeah, they're playing South Carolina, bro.
Right. Yeah. All right. I like it. So it was Auburn, Ole Miss, Run us the teams back one more time.
We got Auburn, Ole Miss, Tennessee, LSU, and Bama.
All right. That stuff's lock of the week. 5-team parlay lock of the week. All right, we're getting bold.
Just like my grandma told me.
All right. Well, for me, I've got a Thursday night football special. We get the road team on Thursday night, which I don't know if how many of y'all are in our gambling group me, but it's tough to bet on the road team. But we've got Mac Jones going against the Atlanta Falcons. The Patriots are -6.5. Lock of the week. Patriots dominate Thursday night. Mac Jones, I think he's going to just blast off. I think Mac Jones, he's here to stay. And he's the perfect quarterback for the Patriots offense. And take the Patriots, -6.5. They're going to cover party on Thursday night. So that's it. That's all we got for tonight. It was a pleasure, Mr. Winching. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you having me on, and it's been a great time to be on this podcast with you, and especially being a Atlanta Braves champion with you. Go Braves, baby, and roll fucking Tide, boys.
All right. Well, for the OG Crimson Destination League, this concludes episode 1 of the Choplanta podcast. Adios, muchachos.
Peace.